So before we begin the video, I just want to clarify something. I started writing this a while ago and I decided to drop it, but after seeing the new gameplay for Yars Rising, I decided to resurrect it.
Rise from your grave.
And most of it is the original script. There are some things that haven't aged well. I believe Lunar Lander has turned out to be a pretty decent game, and I'll have a review on it soon. So the hits towards Lunar Lander, some of them still apply, but most don't, so take them with a grain of salt. But I think most of the feelings with Yars Rising do apply. So without further ado, let's get to the video. So I feel like we need to talk about the new Atari games that are coming out. And I know they're all games being developed by other companies and simply published by Atari, or they're just using Atari's intellectual properties and copyrights. But that's still Atari at the end of the day, especially for us fans, and we are stoked to be getting so many new games regarding our favorite IPs. It was probably the Hasbro era the last time we received so many reimaginings and new games based off of our favorite classic properties. We've recently had Neosprint, Haunted House, and now Quamp 2, Lunar Lander Beyond, and the newly announced Yars Rising. But there's something that I personally don't care for much, and something that seems to be the new art direction moving forward. While I don't care for this art style, it's not the main reason that I'm concerned. More and more of these new games and reimaginings are using a sort of modern anime style. I don't care for anime personally, but again, that's not why I have an issue, and that's not why I'm starting to worry. And while it's not the main reason, it's the possible symptoms of this style that sticks in my craw. So let me explain. I understand that the clean anime art style might be the most cost-effective way to make a game that looks beautiful and can come across as AAA or something close to it. And I'm okay with that. New AAA games using the top-of-the-line graphics, voice actors, and tools cost more than ever to produce. It's prohibitive to all except for the biggest gaming companies in the industry, and it wouldn't be a wise decision for Atari to bet the farm on a single release like this. But the anime style comes off as a, hey fellow kids, move to me. And it might just alienate Atari's core audience and come off as trying too hard to a new audience that they're looking to draw in. There are still plenty of us who love Atari's properties, like Sprint, Lunar Lander, and Yars. And we just want to see good games using these properties as a base. The anime stuff is fine, but Atari seems willing to throw out the original stories and ideas to get new gamers interested. Yars Rising seems to throw out everything about the initial game in favor of reaching said new audience. How long before Atari starts pandering to these people completely? And I'm not saying that's what Yars Rising will be or what Lunar Lander Beyond is, but it's where this might be heading. And how effective will it honestly be? People hear Atari and they think of older games with great pick-up-and-play properties. Stories and story modes are fine, but pandering doesn't seem to be the way to go, as you'll alienate your current fans, and I doubt you'll gain many new ones, in my opinion. So how do you do this sort of thing right? I think something like Haunted House is a pretty good example of how to do this sort of thing moving forward. In that game, the graphics definitely were not top-notch, but they were very stylized. The game used the initial story beats of the original and expanded upon them with new gameplay elements and graphics, while also introducing some new characters and storylines. The story was not the main element of the game. The gameplay was, and it played excellent, in my opinion. And there was enough atmosphere around the house that you didn't need long, drawn-out story beats. We didn't need long explanations of everything because the game and its premise is universal. Scary monsters and ghosts inhabit the house. Don't let them catch you, and use light to defeat them and send them back to the afterlife. We didn't need to know that the house resides in a cyberpunk world where a fascist government is trying to keep anime teens from living the life they want, etc. Atari is a timeless brand. Atari is synonymous with fun, pick-up-and-play games, and Atari doesn't need to do anything else. The company has done such a fantastic job in embracing its identity lately that I'm afraid that these games are going to make them lose sight of who they really are, and we've already been down that road. I don't want this video to take up a whole lot of your time, and I don't want to incite panic or an anti-Atari movement, but I do want to discuss what Atari is, and if this new wave of games really embraces what the company is about, and what brought it back to the table lately. Quamp 2 is one of my favorite games of this new wave. and it continues to grow on me every time I play it. I think it's going to be a cult classic down the road. And again, the storyline was simple. What if the ball broke out from the paddles in Pong? What adventures could it go on? What world would it traverse? And how would a game like that play? It was brilliant in its execution and design, and I implore you to try it if you haven't. I think that Quamp 2 is peak Atari, and the direction the company needs to continue going in. Classic, timeless, simple, easy to pick up and understand but difficult to master. It opens up your imagination to something grander with just a simple premise of a simple idea. Quamp 2 and Haunted House are very much Atari to me. Lunar Lander Beyond and Yars Rising will probably play very well, but it's not Atari in its presentation. It's a company attempting to shake its roots to get the fellow kids to accept them. But that's my take and my fear. Now I want to know your take. Do you agree with my thoughts in this video? Do you think that there is room enough in this world for both classic Atari-style games and this new anime modern style? Can they live together without one becoming the direction for the entire company moving forward? I want to hear your take on all this and some of the other points I made in this video down in the comments below. Let's have a civil discussion, guys, and I'll meet you down there. But before that, please consider leaving a like on the video if you enjoyed it, or if it inspired you to think a little deeper about the direction of Atari. And please subscribe if you want more videos from me down the road. I upload twice a week, so please hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I upload. And thank you to the following classy Atarians who support me on Patreon and YouTube memberships. Thanks to your support, I can cover new and exciting things on the channel, replace broken equipment, and keep growing and going strong. In exchange, they get exclusive content and shoutouts at the end of every video. So thank you to My Own Celestial, Head Trauma Bob, OG Hugo, Jolt 7800, Ball Gobbler, Socrates 63, Fence the Spook, Mr. Shua TV, Jeremiah Thomas, and Huge Ass 79. You guys rock. And be sure to join us over at Discord if you would rather talk about everything Atari over there. It's free to join, and I'll have a link in the description below. Also, check out Manverse 7800, my livestream show that plays every other Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific. We play different 7800 games each episode and try to see them to the end. The next one airs at the date and time on the screen. Okay guys, I've been the 7800 Pro Gamer, an Atari fan that is totally cool to his teenage kids at the Atari Network, and I'd like to thank you all for watching. And as always, remember to stay classy, Atarians.
Something's changed. There's something powerful inside me, ready to break out and fly. Kotek needs to be stopped.